I would like to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, by Sham, Yahawashai, by Hasham, Mahavakar Kwadash. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit. Yahweh by Sham, Yahawashai, Abad, Shatan, Abad, Adawam. We diminish all witchcraft, all spells, all jinxes, anything evil that's been sent our way, any black magic in the spirit and power of Yahawashai, we counsel that right now. I just have to put that out there. Have to. Quick testimony, probably be going for about 15, 20 minutes. People need to hear this. They need to hear it. The people need to hear this, right? There's so much things that go on, so much things. Now, from what I've seen, you talk about gang stalking and whatever, this is happening all over the earth. I've watched different brothers' videos. It seems to be the same type of thing, but with other brothers, it's more turn up. It's like gang stalking on steroids. I don't know everything. but I do know the Lord, he has a way of doing things. I do know something real sinister is going on concerning me and also my family as well. I'm going to bring it out, Baba Kusha. We have to speak our testimonies because your testimony, that is your power. Your testimony, you speaking your testimony. Why? Why would you have a group of people, not just 30, 20, 10, a group of people that would be dedicated to your life, unless you're saying something that's troubling someone in an organization or corporation, or someone that was around you that's blood to you, bloodline, is involved in some dark stuff and they could have been bribed or they had a debt to pay off, a debt. So you may, I'm just throwing this out there, we're going to get to the scriptures, you may, just throwing it out there, don't jump to no conclusions, you may have been sold to a network. These things happen. Someone could have sold you out. Why do you have a group of people dedicated to you? As soon as you wake up, they're positioned up for you. That sounds like some type of covenant, some type of agreement. This is serious stuff. We're going to speak on it. Let's speak. We're going to go to Matthew 2. Now, when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Wise men. And these wise men, they were known as Magi's. They were magicians. Right? Saying, where is he that is born, King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. So it says it. We've seen his star in the east, and that star was a chariot, and we've come to worship him. You see what's going on. Look, just look around me and you see what's going on. Are you telling me that's normal? Listen, your root of gang stalking, the root of it is demonic. Why do you have I'm not talking about 10, 30 people. Thousands of people dedicated to watching one individual. What's going on here? What's going on? That's demonic. Cults, traffickers, military, helicopter, all them things. So what, you need to ask it, what is it? What is it about you that draws these people towards you to be dedicated to watching you day and night? There has to be something, right? Because nothing is outside the will of the Lord. You read Job, the book of Job, it says, yeah, and the sons of God presented themselves, and Satan came also among them. And he made a bet with the Father that he could get Job to stop worshipping him. So that's another instance. We got to go to all instances within the scriptures. Because what I'm seeing is very demonic. Very. I've never seen nothing like it in my life. Never. And I do know there's people in high places that are basically, you know, orchestrating this. Hold on. That are orchestrating these things. It's people in high places. You talk about government, you talk about councils. What would make a group of people, I'm going to say it again, dedicated, I'm talking about not one day, number of years to watching this individual. Imagine if you had a son, you had a daughter, and you find out you had a group of people watching your son and your daughter that were dedicated to so-called harassing them and trying to make their life hard. What would you do as a father? What would you do? Well, we gotta make you think. It's demonic. That's why you gotta be in prayer. You gotta have a personal relationship with Yahawashi. Because I've never, ever, ever, even a lot of brothers I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Ever. Ever. Saying, where is he that is born, King of the Jews, for we have seen his star in the east, and I come to worship him. So, they did come to worship him, the Magi's and all that. The Messiah. But, you know, Herod, guess what Herod wanted to do? Kill the Messiah. That's another instance. A lot of you, the elect, they all have spiritual powers. They were born with something great, a gift. Now I'm seeing certain things from when I was younger. I was being gaslighted from a young age. Young. Now I can see it. I can see it now because you grow in time, right? And now you're seeing all the demonic activity. That was always there. It was always there. The red, the blue, the white, that was always there. Maybe not as much as now. The cults, the Mason, that was always there, but it wasn't in clear view, right? The reds, the blue, which people are wearing right now. Right? So therefore, there's questions to be asked. Some of you may have had an ability, you were shunned, you had certain people, even though you excelled in certain things, they were always told to keep him low. Make sure he doesn't step into his power, or just speak down on him. Don't make him know how great he is in the Lord. So then things were always happening. Now I'm able to see that. So hold on. There was people hired all throughout my life to try to control me. Therefore, you got to look at the dynamic of your family and the people that you were around. That's what it all goes back to your past. You got to look at those things. You got to look at the dynamic of who you grew up around. A lot of us grew up in cults and Freemasonry. All right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. You know what I mean?
The man believes in his views.
Yeah.
He's a good Christian.
Yeah. Well, it's not my views. It's
No, Christianity is shared by all.
Yes, man. Yes, bro.
Don't mean
yes,
nothing.
Bro.
Don't mean nothing.
No, it does to me.
No, what I mean by that, when I say it doesn't mean nothing,
Yeah.
everyone, good and bad, through everything.
Well, you know the Lord has a particular people in the Bible, right?
Yeah, I'm probably one of them.
Well, you probably are. You probably are one of us. You know, you got swag as well. You probably Well, look, listen, we're Israelites, right? And the Bible is, you know about the Israelites, Moses, Red Sea, and all that. That's who he delivered, right? Israelites. It's always been about them. But just because one's an Israelite, it doesn't mean they're gonna make it on this side. So it's about your nationality. Not just that. It's about, do you have faith? So if one has faith.
Lily, right, what have I taught you? Where does racism stand with me?
No.
Who do I accept? Everyone.
Yeah. I understand that. But the Bible, see, this is where you got to lean on but you're a Christian, right?
No, that's a difficult question for me.
No, it's not. It's yay or nay, right?
I've done certain things, been certain places that question what I did or do believe in. But
I know why you're saying that.
But I'm there to protect my brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
My brothers who serve with me,
Yeah.
they are, I protect the flock from the wolf.
Oh, yes.
And I done my job
Yeah.
as needed.
All right. So I'm trying to gather what you're saying. You did, but by certain things you saw, I know what you're saying. Within that religion, certain actions, it put you off.
I protected my flock from the wolf.
When you say flock, right? So therefore, you had people that were listening to you in
But I
terms
had
of.
people under my command.
So you're part of the army or military.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and that's spiritual because in the Bible, you had a soldier, right, that was following the Messiah, right, and they had something in common. Guess what they had in common? He said, "Would you heal my son? I'm like you. I have men underneath me." And the Lord, he healed his son, but they shared something in common, and you had men underneath you as well. So how long have you been serving in the army?
Not now.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
now.
so you know about the ins and outs of the army, right? How there's a lot of
More than enough.
Wow.
More than enough.
I want to continue to speak to you. Don't go. So you know about the corruption, yeah.
Yes. And this little girl, she doesn't need to hear it.
Yeah. Maybe another time, and we meet again. I hear what you're saying. So we're gonna go back to where we were, Baba Kishar. And it says, and when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and Jerusalem with him. So remember the Messiah, right? The Messiah, right? On the scene. They knew, because they read the Old Testament. They read it. So they knew this is the Messiah. So what did Herod do? Made a decree to slay all the firstborn. So that's one aspect of what people call so-called gang stalking. One aspect. Now the other, idolatry. Families. You can't help what family you were born into. You can't help that. Now, we're going to go to Isaiah. I know I bring out these scriptures a lot. All right? Isaiah 28 and 14. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. This is verse 15. Because you have said we have made a covenant with death and with hell, we are at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come to us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehoods have we hid ourselves. So there's some, they've made a covenant. Some unknowingly. With hell, with death, with the grave. Because once the enemy gives you something, the devil gives you something, he tricks you into believing he's gonna be there for you. But in the long run, he discards you. He gets rid of you. That's why I always say, don't ever, ever, ever sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. Do not sell your soul. This is heavy stuff. The Lord, listen, sometimes the Lord just wants us to go through stuff. But listen, I don't have the answers for everything. But the Lord, Yahawashi, he knows. He knows, man. We just got to keep going. And the Lord will, he'll help us out. I believe in that. He's been with you all this time, right? So let's check this out. And it says, and with hell we are to agreement with the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. So there's people that have made agreement with hell and they believe the overflowing scourge, when it comes, the judgment, they believe they're going to be covered by Satan. Because this world system, it gives you a covering. It gives you a covering. That's why people are so comfortable. Because it gives them a covering. And that covering, they consent to death, murder, death, degradation. And that's they consent. I'm talking about the general public. Because that's that covering. This way you see corruption. And it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge. This is why these people smile, they get comfortable, they believe they have a back in, they got the police, they got the services, but they've been deceived. Because Satan doesn't love his own. He doesn't even love his own. He deceives his own. And we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. So you certain people that they hide under falsehood, they hide themselves, right? And even that thing with the daughter and all that. Listen, that man that came up with his daughter, I'm not knocking him, but even that was set up. Even that was set up. What did he say? It's all right. He's all right. He's all right. What's all that about? See, false narratives. And you got this jogger here. They do that dumb shit as well, where they do the jogging and all that. They do a lot of that. Listen, the Lord's going to reveal what he needs to reveal. Right? So much. So I haven't even told you half of the stuff, because you don't need to tell everybody everything. But the Lord will, whatever it is, you got to believe the Lord will reveal it in due time. Let's continue. So when it talks about they've made a refuge, lies their refuge, and a covenant with death, let's quickly go to this. What's that covenant with death? What exactly is it? All right? Check this out. This is Deuteronomy 18. And we're going to look for others as well. All right? And check this out. This is Deuteronomy 12 and 28. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee forever. See, observe these words that I command thee, that it goes well with you and your children after thee. Because sometimes, yeah, your offspring can pick up karma. Yeah, that can happen, even if you're in the truth. We're going to go into that. We're going to speak upon that. And it says, what is right in the sight of the Lord Yahawashi? When the Lord thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. So guess what? You have it right here. It says it. Be not snared by following them, that thou be not destroyed from before thee. Thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how do these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Why? Because it's a snare. It's a trap. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy power, for every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods. Why did it say gods? Because these are gods, but lowercase gods, they're idols. For even their sons and their daughters have burnt in the fire to their gods. It says it. So guess what you had going on? People burning their sons and daughters to what? False gods, which are false idols. You had that going on. You had that, and it's still going on today. False gods, false idols. Same thing happens today. That's the covenant. This is the covenant that people are making. They're making covenants with idols. This is what's going on. And whatsoever thing I command you, observe to do it, I shall not add thereunto nor diminish it. So there you go. Right there. Right? And also jump to Deuteronomy 18. Right? And 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do of the abominations of those nations. It says it. Right? And where I am right now, I know this is going to sound mad. I believe, you can see it as well, it looks so obvious. I'm not going to pan the camera. These people were positioned to be here, just so they can cross my path. So you tell me, what is that? What is that? Are brothers that important? That important? Literally, everywhere I go, there's people positioned. But this is not just me. This is happening all over the world because the enemy, Satan, is gaslighting the world. It's just that some don't know it, some do know it. So if you're free, who's he going to come after? You. He's going to use these people that have made covenants with the enemy via cults, Freemasonry, because we know he can't be everywhere at once. So he jumps into his initiated. So what you're seeing, when you see these people, you're seeing his initiated. And they have to watch you because they're under orders. They can't do their own thing. They get told where to go, what time. They're not free. You are free. That's what you got to understand. You are free. But they want to control you because I've been dealing with that for a certain time. Even though we're free, heavy levels of control. MK Ultra, right? Different people, cults, a lot of cult activity. A lot of that. Witches, so the witchcraft is heavy. That comes at conjuring. They also conjure, right? They conjure up spirits. All of that. So you got the whole demonic kingdom, Baba Kisha. You got a whole demonic kingdom that are bent on watching you. That's power, bro. You have something that's powerful. You have something that's real powerful. Because if you didn't, that wouldn't be happening. Let's further continue. Thou shalt not be found among you, Baba Kisha. They like to do that. They like to do that. What's it? And listen, the tactics as well that they use, where they like to snare at you as well. The snaring, the coughing, the sneeze, and all that shit. That's all demonic. All that's demonic, man. The coughing, the snaring. That's just snap your neck, really. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave it to the Lord Yahawashi. These people got demons in them, bro. Like this. Listen, a lot of activity, but you can't be overtaken. Don't want to be overtaken by it. Guys snaring at me. That's all demonic. And let's continue, Baba Kisha. Very nice with it. And it says, or thou shalt not be found among you any that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, which was an ancient practice of the Canaanites and the Ammonites, which they called Moloch. This was an ancient statue, very tall, and his hands was out, and they would put babies on it, sons and daughters, to sacrifice them to idols. It still happens today. It still happens today. When you see children on billboards, this children was missing in 1997. We're still searching for him or her. This stuff still happens. This woman, she was missing there. 2 years down the later, they find someone. And that woman in Croydon, this was a couple years ago, there was a woman in Croydon, her carcass was, oh my gosh. Her carcass was found in a park. From the stomach upwards. These things happen. Very, very, very dangerous times. You have murderous cults out here as well. Things I talk about every single topic, from your paedophile cults to all them things. All them things are real. I talk about everything. There's nothing I don't shun from talking about. And to pass through the fire are used with divination. So you're going to see people that are dealing with divination as well. An observer of times or an enchanter. I've seen it. You got people circling blocks as well. Have you seen it where they circle blocks? They ride them bikes, them electric bicycles as well. These are cult members. They ride into your area, circle blocks, try to conjure something. But why is that happening? Helicopters, planes, observing you. Why is it happening? You might not always be given the answer straight away. When the Lord was at the Garden of Gethsemane, when he prayed, he wasn't given an answer. When Paul, he had a thorn in the flesh, he said, the Lord said, my grace is sufficient for thee. It's sufficient, it's enough for you. So we got to be looking at things from the right perspective. Sometimes it might be nothing. Sometimes it could be someone in a higher place. I'm just throwing it out there. That they see you have a talent or gift, and someone's told me before, you may have something that someone that's a millionaire, billionaire, they don't have, and they may want that, right? They may want it or want that assistance. You never know. You never know until you know. So you always got to weigh things in the balance. I'm not saying don't be paranoid now, but they see something that's in you that you may not see in yourself. They would have to see it, right? Because wherever you go, these demons are getting alerted straight away. They're getting alerted. So this is real stuff, man. Real stuff. And brothers have a lot of power, but you underestimate yourself. That's the problem. From time to time, we tend to underestimate ourselves, which is not good. Brothers have power, bro. What you're influencing in the good way. You're influencing people. How is it that brothers? I like to draw, right? In my spare time, I'm drawing, right? And I like to draw women. And all of a sudden, I'm drawing short-haired women. And all of a sudden, now the new trend is women with short hair. Where are all these women with short hair coming from? So people are watching. You dress a certain way, people start copying the way you dress. You're having an impact. You're having an impact. Right? In one way or form, you're definitely having an impact. So what you need to do is keep going and don't give up. Right? Do not give up. Because our work is not in vain. It definitely ain't. It's in vain if you stop. That's when it's in vain. I know about the energy. I never knew about energy harvesting, all that stuff. Now I know about all of that. This program has helped me. Yeah, of course, it's helped me build. I want to get back to script. I'm talking too much. But it's helped me. It's improved me. And it should. Right? That's what a program is supposed to make you better. But I believe I could be wrong. Someone tried to program me, or you could have been sold into a program. That's the next thing. Sold. You know this happens, right? People get sold. I've heard people get sold into particular programs or networks. Or, remember, familiar spirits. Someone in your family was a part of something, and because they were a part of it, they needed to pay a debt off, and if they couldn't pay that debt, you were that debt. You were supposed to look, I haven't even told you everything, bro. You were supposed to be that sacrifice. But the Lord is so merciful, he protected you from that, man. And they never sacrificed you. But I'm telling you, some deep stuff's been going on. Deep. Some of you were supposed to be that sacrifice, man. But the Lord, he saved you from that. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. The way my life turned out, bro, listen. Things were planned, bro. Some of you were supposed to be sacrificed to witches and cults. It's that real. It's that real. Why? Because people around you could have been your great-granddad. They made a covenant with the enemy. And let me tell you about this Freemasonry stuff. Let's go to Mark. Let's talk about this Freemasonry thing. Talk about that. Right? This happens every day. There's people that travel to countries to buy children, to buy them, purchase them. Right? Happens in Jamaica, happens in Africa, happens all over the globe. Oh, we want your son. Can we buy your son? Can we buy your daughter? How much would you offer him for us? We give you £100,000. We give you £250. Bro, the truth's gonna come out. Your dumb ass can't hide, man. The truth's going to come out. So yeah, there is people that get sold to different networks. Matthew 8, and we're going to jump straight to 36. For what should it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? It says it. What's it going to profit a man? You've gained the world. How do you gain the world? They just set you up with a group of people, as you see. It's called a network. Woo, woo. It's called a network, Baba Kasha. That's what they set you up with, Baba Kasha. The women as well, they be sending. Oh my gosh, baby. So they set you up with a network. Baba Kasha, she looked good. I'm not going to lie with it. But forget even that. Listen. It's a program. I can assure you, your gang talking, not all of you, it's a program. You're sold into this. Let me tell you something. The thing about Freemasonry, this is real stuff. Now, say if your father or your grandfather was a Shriner, right? And they pass that down to the family line, right? It gets passed down. So, say you or me are not part of that. Guess what happens? Guess what they do a lot of the time? The family, yeah, right? The family will discard of that child, right? Or the people in charge, because you remember your family have handlers. If you didn't know, they had handlers as well. Or they may have ties to military, because you could also be tied into military programs from a child for experimental use as well. So there's so much things that are going on, but you don't need to fret. But say if that happens, you're not a part of that. What they're told to do is shun you, or have people stalk you and try to get you back into a covenant with Freemasons. So this can be very serious. This is where you get another aspect of witchcraft stalking. Because people get very upset about that. They're like, hold on, your father's doing it, your brother's doing it. Why? How comes you're not doing it? No, we're gonna get him. We're coming after him. We're gonna come after him until he joins. This is real stuff. So I'm giving testimonies of what certain brothers have been through. Because Freemasonry, they talk about it's a brotherhood, but it's based on Satanism. So therefore, if you have family that are Freemasons, you're going to have a level of trouble, difficulties. Why? Because there's Satan in the family line. And he wants everybody in that family, everybody. So what happens when you're in the truth? You ain't going to be too happy. So I'm just putting this out there so you have a good idea of how these things come about. You're going to have a lot of trouble. Even though you're in the truth, you're going to have trouble. Because now you have extra work on your hands. Now you have to break generational curses. And when you break generational curses, the witches, this is where you get the witchcraft. They get mad. Because the generational curse. Masonry, yeah, it brings curses upon your family line. You know that, right? Bad luck, misfortune, right? You think I'm stupid? You think I don't know what's going on? And I believe there is certain people, they can phone the Freemasons and say, please make sure he doesn't get to a certain level in life. These things happen, bro. These things happen. Make sure he doesn't get to a certain level. Keep him, try to create a cage for him, a barrier. Come on, you think I'm stupid? You think the Lord's stupid? But when you do that, guess what? This is when the Lord has to intervene. Because I'm looking at my life now and it's like, oh my gosh, they've tried so many different things. I'm still excelling. They've tried something. I'm still excelling, bro. You know, brothers have got, so it just shows you, if God's for you, who can be against you? Or what should a man give in exchange for his soul? So a lot of people, they've sold their soul and they've sold their children out. You notice that as well. Now you got, excuse my language, a lot of you don't get offended. You also got demonic children as well. You also got a lot of these demonic children running about as well. Yeah, the little mischievous imps running about. Not all of them. But yeah. So they also sell their children out to Satan. This is mad. You can't listen. This is madness. Madness. So the best advice, stay with the Lord. Stay with the Lord. Stay with him. They also use their children to stalk as well, because I've seen it and I still witness this. You also got certain brothers that are being monitored in their homes, that have devices in their homes that are being watched. And I got a tactic. I want to throw this out there as well. You know, when you're talking to someone, say if you lie to them, which the scriptures don't lie. Say if you lie to them and they ask you about how are things been going and so forth. Guess what? You could lie to them, but they can't tell you you're lying, because if they tell you you're lying, they would have to admit that you would say, well, how do you know I'm lying? Because they're watching you. You're a part of a network. You're a part of a network. You've been watched. And guess what? They actually do know if you're useless. They actually do know if you're useless or you're not. It's a network. But you know what you're going to have to do? All this noise. See the noise campaign. Salakia, brothers. Got the noise campaign. We're going to shut off. So what they've tried to do is,
I don't know what the date is today.
They've tried to merge you in with a network. It's Freemasonry. It's Freemasonry. You got to break that. You got to pray to the Lord Yahawashi. We're going to go back and we're going to shut off to you. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Nothing's there for free. Nothing. Just know you are being watched, but don't let it get up in your psyche and all that, because this is happening all over the world. All over the world. What they want now is just one big cult. One big cult. Live your life, live in freedom, and you better thank the Lord Yahawashi. Thank him for waking you up. Listen, for showing you everything that you never saw. You better thank him. And he pulled you out of that rubbish. All that was happening. You had friends that were around you. It was scripted. But you broke the script. The Lord broke you from that. It was all scripted. How do you know your family? How do you know your family are even your real family? How do you even know that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Matrix. How do you know that's real air you're breathing? We're not going to go there, what? Yeah. It's fake. You're able to see the rubbish now, the facade. And people that rule, they don't like that. And another thing, we're going to shut off. Talk about useless. Talk about people are on benefits. Well, hold on a minute. You're the one that put that clown in office. How about the Labour? Well, what did the Conservatives, did they do any better of a job? Huh? Complaining. Oh, but people, they're useless, and this and that, petitions on Starmer, and this and that. Don't worry about Starmer. You better worry about yourself, because the Lord's coming to bring judgment upon you if you're not right. Talking about some Starmer, everything was Starmer. You should be more concerned about the trafficking that's going on around here. People that are getting sold into programs. People that are being followed around with government money. Don't talk to me about no benefits or jobless when these fucking people are using taxpayers' money to walk around and not do much. And you're talking about, the migrants, this. Bro, have you seen what's happening? Clean up your own house first. Oh, the migrants, foreigners. Clean up your own house first. Deal with the topics of what these people called gang stalking. Deal with that first. Because that's funded by your government, right? So you got people, they don't have to work because their job is to walk around, whether that was with a doggy, someone else's doggy, while they go to work and watch people. The people that speak truth. You got certain people, if you're a trafficker, their whole thing is to just drive around London, picking up children, dropping a child here, that's their job. So what are you talking about? Oh, but these people, they're useless. They're scroungers. No. Because when you actually speak about this program, it shows you, yeah, people are useless. Literally. So there's a flaw. The flaw is within the system. That's where the flaw is, within your system. Don't look at us and be like, oh, here's the problem. No, I'm speaking about the issue. And your issue may be with the people that are in power. You might need to get them out the way and put someone that's actually has the credentials to do the job. Oh, these people, they're useless. So you create better opportunities where they can thrive. Talking rubbish. Britain is now, it's like a socialist movement now. That's what it's like. Comply or die. That's what Britain's like now. Wicked. I'm gonna shut off soon. What a joke, bear me. What a flipping joke. You got people walking around here like Humpty Dumptys and all that. Walking about here just watching people. So guess what? That would mean they're in a circle. They're in a loop. They're not doing anything new. We're going to shut off. Unbelievable. Yes, government money, bro, that goes into this. Didn't you know that? Like people wake up. Oh yeah, I decided to be poor today. I just wake up and decide to just be poor. Not want nothing for myself. No food, no. Yeah, really. So lucky, I'm looking for oil. Hold on. This is Job 24 and 2. Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away the flocks and feed thereof. This is concerning oppression. So you got people, the reason why people are fleeing 9 times out of 10, because they want work. They're looking for work, most of them. Yeah, you have people that come to the UK and they scrounge. I've heard about that, right? You have they have a big family and all of them are on benefits. And they're getting like 200, 500 pounds for each child and all that. Yeah, I understand that. But a lot of them do actually work. That's called slave labor. That's called trafficking. That's what that's called. And they work for cheaper. It's called cheap slave labor. So if you were to completely cut that, then I think the economy would crash. Well, it would crash because most of the labor here is slave labor. Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away the flocks and feed thereof. So there is people that, rich millionaires, billionaires, they hire contractors. The contractors overseas, you know, there's also contracting overseas, right? You could be a British contractor overseas and they're told to, we're going to dig up that land, smash down this building, all right, and take that land. They can do that if they have the money, all right? And it says, and they drive away the arse of the fatherless. It says it. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. It says it. The widow's ox for a pledge. So you got widows out here as well. The widow is what? Someone that husband has passed. And it tells you how they oppress the widow. Oh, they're preying on the most vulnerable. The most vulnerable in society, they're preyed upon. Facts. Facts. And it says, they turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Behold, as a wild ass is in the desert, that go they forth to their work, rising, be times for a prey. The wilderness yielded food for them and their children. They reap everyone his corn in the field. They gather the vengeance of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. So these things actually happen. They are wet with the showers of the mounting. So when it comes to winter, you're going to have poor people that are homeless, freezing to death out on the streets. They cause that. They cause that. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, the buildings, and embrace the rock for want of shelter. What's the rock? This right here. Buildings. See a lot of homeless people sleeping in what? Outside supermarkets for shelter. They pluck the fatherless, right, from the breast and take a pleasure of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing. They take away the chef from the hungry, which is food, which make oil within their walls and tread their winepress and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city. It tells you that. And the soul of the wounded crieth out. God layeth not their folly upon them. So it says it. It says it, man. Right? You got people walking around like idiots, man, just watching people. We're not joining your little dirty cult, man. Facts, man. Right? And that's another thing. There's nowhere in the scriptures where Satan's actually forced anyone to do anything. It's about your consent. Now, if you consent, then that's your ass. Just don't consent. Nowhere in the scriptures where Satan made me do it. He just made me. No. You actually have a choice on what you do, the decisions you make. So make sure you make the right decisions. I go shut off here. Lord willing, this was edified. And Lord willing, enjoy the rest of my day. Lord YAHAWASHI, enjoy the rest of my day. Because another thing, they're doing like some waiting game. They're putting people everywhere and trying to frustrate your purpose, the Lord's purpose. That's what they're trying to do. Right? So, just be aware of those things. Right? And move in faith, because we know greater is He that is within us than that's in the world. You don't have to join no fraternity, nothing like that. You don't have to. Now, if you do, that's your choice. That's your choice if you do, but don't do it. Don't do it, because if you do it, now you're going to be a slave to Satan. And you don't want that. You want freedom, right? You want freedom. Now, they can't show people that you're free. They can't show people that. Because if they show people that you're free, then what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? People will start, doing their own thing. People start, so they got to keep people. They got to keep people around you. All right? They have to keep people around you to give the illusion that you're not free when you are free. Remember, it's an illusion. Right? So you are free. So use that freedom wisely. Better yourself. Better your health. Better your mind. Go out. I'm going to go fishing right now. Lord willing, I get to my destination. I'm going to go fishing. And when I go fishing, guess what? I might show you, I might record. You're going to have people that are already there. Positioned there. Because they already know where I'm going to go. They already know. Because they mark your steps. They mark your steps. They look. They that's what they do. So don't get discombobulated. Just live your life. Be happy and serve the Lord with what? Faith and trembling. I'm going to shut off here. And until the next time, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Shalom.